Steve, hello. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, NosillaCast castaways.
Yay! And hello to Alpha Geek Radio and Alpha Geek Media.
Yes.
Video, audio.
Our friends at AGR.
Hey, so we're doing a live show with not one, but two people from Tasmania in the live chat room. I mean, come on. Who can say that, right?
Not many.
No, nobody. I defy anybody to have had two Tasmanians at the same time in a live chat. That is now going to be our claim to fame.
You bet.
Don't you think so? You're really excited tonight, Steve.
Too much?
You bet. All right. Our next holiday in Tasmania, it's only a 15-hour flight. Yeah, that sounds great. All right. Sandy's doing her usual leave and come back. Let's see. Kevin said he was going to be late, even though I told him to be on time. We're going to take roll call. We got Donald and Steve and Brett and Chris. And Jamal is back. And Jin Choi from Tasmania for the first time. And Dorothy, Nathaniel. Yeah, you've been chatting us up a little bit recently. We got Nick G13 is back. Rose, Pat, Sandy, and Steve. Is that Pat Dangler? It might be. Hi, Pat. If that is your real name. Oh, Rose says I'm blurry. You think that's me or her?
Just give it a little time, Rose. I think she'll clear up.
Well, I might be blurry because I don't have my glasses on. This is very confusing, but I normally wear contacts. So in order to see the screen, I have to wear glasses. But because I don't have my contacts on, I can't wear the glasses because then I can't. It's very confusing. So yes, it is Pat Dangler. Pat, have you been to the live show before? I don't know that you have. Has she? Maybe once. All right, I'm going to change this to, let's see. I just wrote the craziest thing.
And Ghibli's joined us.
Ghibli's, look at my shirt. I'm wearing the colors, the family colors tonight. All righty. Oh, is Sybil in? All right, Sybil's in the house. Wait, I don't see Sybil.
No,
oh, there Jamal. She is.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Jamal and Sybil. And John just snuck in under the wire. Man, it's getting crowded in here. Everybody take up the front row. Kevin's not in yet. So first thing I called out to Nolan. Good. Lindsay, since you're here, and to everybody who just snuck in, we have two people from Tasmania in the chat room. Jin Choi joins us for the first time from Tasmania, and Oz Rose is here from Tasmania. Nobody can do that but us. All right, I am going to do a test record here. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. How do you make it stop? There you go. All right, let's see how that sounds. Okay, why does it do that? That's so weird. I do not understand that, but here we go. Okay, why are you only playing a little bit? This is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. Looks like everybody can hear that. All right. Good. And we are going to shrink it up a little bit. About right there. All right, let's start. This is going to be a short show because we got a lot of recorded content, but we'll hang around a bit. Beta testing iOS app while riding on a very crowded train. Oh, wow. Brett, you're living on the edge. You're living the dream. All right, here we go. Okay, why didn't you start recording? I told you to record. Command R. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, February 21st, 2016, and this is show number 563. This week's show is going to be a little bit different. We've got 3 cool gadget interviews, a dumb question asked and answered by Mark Poley of Twin Lakes Images, which is pretty standard fun. But then we're going to switch gears to security bits, where Bart and I will spend some quality time going over the FBI Apple iPhone issue in detail. We both thought it was too important to do just a quick bit on it, so it's going to be probably the predominant part of the show. Bart is going to explain what we know as facts, then what the security experts think about it, and finally, Bart will explain his views of the situation. I think this is going to be a great discussion, and as always, Bart includes links to all of the articles he quotes. In this week's Chit Chat Across the Pond, Bart takes us through more positioning using CSS. Now, that's another part of his Programming by Stealth series. You might have noticed in the previous session that I was just a teeny tiny bit confused towards the end of his installment. Bart picked up on that because he's just that adept, and he created a really cool little web-based tool made in HTML and CSS that lets you change these positioning terms he was teaching us and see visually how the blocks move around on the page. You can hear the light bulbs finally go off in my head as I play with it and chit chat across the pond, and you get to play with it too. Now, remember, if you want to get Chit Chat Across the Pond, you need to subscribe to Chit Chat Across the Pond separately to get the shows. I did a little poll in our Facebook group, that's at podfeet.com/Facebook, where I asked if people hadn't subscribed, why that was. And the most common answer was people intended to subscribe but kept forgetting. I created a page a while ago that I'm going to link to from time to time that shows you how to subscribe to the NosillaCast, Chit Chat Across the Pond, and the Taming the Terminal series we did in iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or with an RSS link. But to be honest, the easiest way to subscribe is just search for it in your podcatcher. So, go do it. All right. Let's see. Oh, Pat Dingler also suggested, and that's what gave me this idea to talk about that link right now, is Pat Dingler suggested in the newsletter, which is called the Podfeet Press. If you go over to podfeet.com and you press the button that says Podfeet Press, you can subscribe to the newsletter that I send out. Actually, it gets sent out automatically whenever a new show comes out. But then I also send out special out-of-band things when things are happening. She suggested that in there, I should give you the link to subscribe to Chit Chat Across the Pond, because that's where people might not be remembering to do it. So anyway, a lot of ways to figure this out. Let's go ahead and knock out one of our video interviews, actually video and audio interviews. It was a lot of wing in it. Check the audio beginning here.
So Mark decided to join us tonight.
Oh, he did. Oh, probably to hear himself. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan. Sounds good. All right. Oh. All right. So we are going to start with a soloist. This one's for Kirshen. Solos. Oh, I need to do a new track. Uh-oh. Oh, Haley's in the hospital again. That poor girl. She needs a lung transplant, actually, and I'm not being facetious.
Is she on a list? Waiting list?
I'm not sure. She is, that is definitely what she's waiting for. Whether she's on a list or not, I don't know, but I know that's what she's hoping for. Her lungs are a train wreck. Mark said who? That's Hey Oborn, Haley. She's been in the chat quite a few times. Let's see. What? Actually, video and audio interviews.
I'm with Ernesto Martinez of Solos, and I'm wearing a pair of really cool-looking glasses. What am I wearing here?
So you're wearing the first product, smart eyewear for performance athletes, called also Solos. The idea behind this smart eyewear is be able to give real-time feedback to the athlete via optical and display system mounted in front of the eyewear, as well as through a stereo system of speakers, which will provide audio feedback to the user as well. In this case, the cyclist, as they're performing their training, they will be able to hear and see real time the data that they're generating.
So right now on
Oh man, Haley just I just put a picture in the chat room of poor Haley's in the hospital with the breathing stuff in her nose.
Oh,
I'm going to write back to her right now.
Poor Haley.
All right. I'm sending your love to Haley. Okay. So you guys, on your behalf. Oh, that sucks. Did you see her picture?
Yeah.
That
doesn't look like a fun place to
That's
be.
got to be the most pathetic picture. Poor thing. All right. Let's see. I got to
on your playback.
Yeah.
A little bit loud. Could you bring that down?
Okay. I brought it down 7 dB.
All right.
You're talking about just the
playback of the interview.
Well, I can't change the playback of the interview different from the playback of my voice. they're
Okay.
in the same application. That's as it's going to be recorded or going to be included. If you think it's too loud it looks quieter than my voice. Listen, a lot of ways to figure this out. Let's go ahead and knock out one of our video interviews, actually video and audio interviews.
I'm with Ernesto Martinez of Solos, and
That's quieter than my voice.
Doesn't appear from here, but
You're saying listen to my voice and listen to that, my voice still sounded better?
your interview
Louder?
sounded louder than your recorded voice. Maybe the background noise.
Yeah, I think you're just interpreting that way. I don't think it's louder. All right, let's see. I bet that Kirshen is going to want to get a pair of those Solos Cyclist Smart Eyewear. Those things look pretty cool. Not for everybody, but certainly an interesting idea. All right, let's get our dumb question ready from Mark Pauley. All right, and Mark needs his own little track. Okay, that's Mark. This will be CES. And where did I go? What did I do? Where am I? Oh, that's it. Oh, this app has a weird characteristic. It brings into the window however long you just recorded. So if I just recorded like that little 5-second piece, it stretches it out. So all of the waveforms are really, really spread out. And then if I record something really long, it'll be really scrunched up. It's a very strange way to do it. Looks funny to me. Okay, so we got to go find Mark. Mark asked, wait, where's Mark? No, that's Mark, but I got to get it on this right track. There we go. Otherwise, he'll be down 7 dB. All right. Here we go. Ready from Mark Pauley.
Hi, Allison. This is Mark Pauley. I have a dumb question and answer for you. Let me tell you how this all started. I've had a problem for a couple of weeks that I just couldn't figure out. And when I figured out the solution, I realized it was perfect for a dumb question and answer. So here's the problem. Since I got my iPad Pro and promptly left the Apple Pencil behind many times, I started searching for a case that was light, beautiful, and had somewhere to store the pencil. I finally found a leather case that fit the bill, with one niggly little problem. The case held the pad with a small leather strip that wrapped around the front bezel. This ended up interfering with the home button and the Touch ID. That meant that the Touch ID was only working about 40% of the time. And as you know, if it's not working reliably, it just may as well not work at all, because then you stop using it. After a couple weeks of this, I thought I'd have to send the case back and start my search all over again. Then the dumb answer hit me. I remembered hearing about people having problems with Touch ID and finding a solution by re-entering their fingerprint information. That made me think about how the leather was forcing me to touch the home button differently. So I simply went to Settings, deleted all of my fingerprints, and re-entered them with the leather case on the iPad. And it worked. Now Touch ID quickly and accurately reads my fingerprints, even with the small interference of the case. So that solved my problem, and I wanted to pass this tip on to other Nozilla castaways that might be having trouble with Touch ID. I guess it's a bit like rebooting. I don't know what causes Touch ID problems over time, but I do know that it happens. My phone's been unreliable for a few weeks also. Following my success with the iPad, I reset the Touch ID on my phone, and the reliability improved a lot there too. Totally a different issue, but the same remedy. So there you go. A not-so-obvious solution to a kind of simple problem. I hope this helps you and other Nozilla castaways.
All right. Haley made it. Haley, that was pretty much the saddest picture I think I've ever seen. It was so sad. It's like, oh man. Really sad. Okay, so I'm not gonna need Mark. Oh, I'm gonna need him up for the time being here. So glad you made it anyway. Are you on the app, Haley? I would imagine. All right.
I'm guessing she is because she said she's on her iPhone.
Oh, okay. Must be.
And she came in as 824, so that's typically.
It's a sign.
NosillaCast away XXX.
Okay, this is a clean show, Haley. All right, here we go. That's actually a really cool solution, Mark. I love it. I don't know that I would have thought of that. I think I would have taken the case back, or maybe gotten out some scissors to cut the hole bigger for the Touch ID. That's pretty interesting that worked. I told Mark in email after he sent this that I knew that you guys would want to know what case it was he was talking about. It's the Kavaj, K-A-V-A-J iPad Pro leather case, and he got it in London black, genuine leather. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. He says it's a thin smart cover as a premium accessory for the original iPad Pro. I think that's the official Amazon description there. You know what's really weird is I went looking in my search history because that looked familiar to me, and I have apparently bought a Cavaj, but I don't remember owning one of those, so I don't know where it is or how I got it. I'm not really sure. Oh, you know what? I bet I know what it is. I bought one. Now I know. I bought one of these and thought it was for the iPad Pro, and it turned out it was for the iPad Air, and I didn't actually want it for the iPad Air. And when I contacted them and told them I'd screwed it up because I accidentally, it was a one of those promoted ones, and I didn't recognize that it wasn't for the iPad Pro, and the company said, just keep it, it's fine, and gave me my money back. So another vote for Kavaj. K-A-V-A-J if you're interested. And Mark said he's probably going to do a review of the case itself, so that's pretty cool. All right. The next interview that we have up is from Canex, K-A-N-E-X, and this is for a portable charger for the Apple Watch. This thing is going to be so cool when it comes out. All right. Check my connection there. Hi. There we go. What the heck? That's weird. Huh. The visual representation of the tracks is showing me as having 2 tracks with my audio, like double all the way across. But I think it's just a visual thing. It's very strange. Let me make sure I started in the right spot here.
Other Nozilla castaways.
Yeah, that was too long. Actually, I think, if I'm right, now that I'm thinking about it, yep, just remembered where it was. This is the Kavaj case. Because I was looking at it going, I don't remember ever using that. Why would I have bought one and not have it? So this is the leather. In fact, if anybody has an iPad Air and wants to pay for the shipping for me to send this to you, I would send it to you because I'm not using it. It's a really, really nice leather case. Yeah, this part of this is that it stands up, right, Mark? So it's got a little slot back here, and that folds like so. It's really, really soft and thin and light. It would be nice, except they didn't make it for the iPad Pro when I bought it, but they advertised in the iPad Pro link. Okay, now I'm glad I'm not losing my mind.
You have a taker here. John is interested.
John wants it?
Well, it fits an iPad Air too?
Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I can double check. iPad Air 2 and iPad Air 1 are the same size, right? iPad Air-ish? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, shoot me an email, John. It's yours. All right, good. I've had that sitting there. I've been meaning to ask somebody if they wanted it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really, really nice. All right. Okay, I got that end, and now I'm at this end, and I got to drop in. Okay, I can get rid of this. And now I'm going to go to Chit Chat. Here we go. No, not Chit Chat. Interviews. Who did I say? Canex. Okay, so Solos is done. It's time for Canex. All right. I'm probably not going to play this this whole thing, but the Canex is a little box about this big, maybe 3.5 inches on a side and 1 inch thick, and it's a portable charger that you charge over micro USB, but then it's an Apple Watch charger. That thing looks slick. All right, it's cool when it comes out. So cool when it. Okay, I am in there twice. Charger for the Apple charger Watch. For the. This is weird. Steve, come here a second. I want you to see what I'm seeing. Oh, there it is. No. I found it. What? That is really weird. I got this this whole track doubled. Okay, which one's the right one? See the double tracks? There's two of them. There's two of me.
Why are you creating 2 tracks?
Oh, get out of here. This is the kind of stuff I put up with. I'm glad Kevin's not here because now everybody can see the kind of stuff. Why did you do that to yourself? All right, which one's the right one is the real question. Now I got to check all these connections. I'm going to guess the second one is the right one. I don't know how to delete a track. I'll find out. Maybe I should save before I do it. All right, let me delete that track. Delete the current track. Okay. Make sure that sounds right. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan, the NosillaCast. Check all my connections, make sure they sound right. And audio interviews. Yep. Okay. That's really weird. I don't even know how to do what it did. I bet that Kirshen is going to want to get a pair of those Solos cycles. Okay. Ollie.
Hi, Allison.
All right. Just want to make sure all of these come in right.
And other Nozilla castaways.
That's okay. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I just found out a really cool viewing thing that I could do in Amadeus Pro. That is so nice. I'm going to show you guys this. This is so cool. Sorry, when I look this far away, I do need glasses. Yeah, let's see. Monk. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right. Okay, so up above here, can you guys see my mouse? Can you see my mouse, Steve?
Yep.
Okay, up above here is a viewer. So this is always the full audio track. So it's got every single track all packed into that width. So no matter what I do to zoom in and zoom out down below, that always shows the whole thing. I'm waving my arms like you could see them, but you can't. Anyway, so this whole area here is the full width. So if I go zoom in and out down below, you can see that thing changing size, that little viewer. This is showing where what I've seen down below. But I just found out I could simply grab this and say, okay, I want to see this area. And I can grab that and shrink it. I did not know I could do that. That is really cool.
You made fire.
Did. It's neato. I like it. All right, back to me. Cannot see. Stop. There we go. I'm back. Oh, you couldn't tell I couldn't see. Okay, so that was the CanX thing. Now I want to go here. And what is after CanX? The link thing.
Wait, you already did CanX? I didn't even see it or hear it.
I didn't let you hear it. You want to hear it?
Oh.
I guess we could hear it start. Oh, to Nick, this is Amadeus Pro. It's not too expensive. It's pretty good. That's what I replaced GarageBand with. Why does it keep going there? Oh, because I didn't hit this. There you go.
Hey, Allison.
Okay. No, it is definitely misbehaving. Come here. That is okay. Every once in a while I do stuff I don't understand. See if I can get this to play. So cool when it comes out. All right. Bring that in a little bit. This thing is going to be so cool when it comes out.
One of my hobbies at CES has been to harass the vendors about why there are no USB-C to Thunderbolt or DisplayPort adapters. And so I tortured Richard Lang here at CanX about it. And he gave me the best answer, which is that it's been Intel that hasn't been certifying people yet to do that. But you've got a product that...
Oh, Kevin decides to roll in. Good thing he wasn't here to see Steve misbehaving. All right, let me start recording there. Hey, Kevin, guess what? We have 2 people from Tasmania here. Jino Choi and Osrose, both here from Tasmania. How cool is that? I love that. That's so cool. I love how small the Earth is. Here we go. See, this is why it's more fun when you guys are here. Just imagine this is exactly what it was not like on Super Bowl Sunday when I had to sit here by myself and this is the show. It was boring. This is way more fun. I get energized. All right, here we go. Okay, I told you that portable charger thing sounded cool. Was I right? Can't wait for that. All right, next up, we have the Link portable data storage and streaming device. And this thing, you're going to hear our amazement, my amazement, and Steve was really excited about it too. So let's have a listen to the interview with Link. All right, so CanX is done. I'm going to have to create
Link from the Mod Squad.
Yes, it's Mod Squad Link. That's right, honey.
Good.
How old do you think everybody is here?
I may have dated myself a little.
You may have. Let's see. Let me check this. Okay, I told you that portable charger thing sounded cool. Was I right? All right. Interview with Link. I'm gonna have to do my own content. Start as soon as these interviews are over. Oh, we're going to CSUN, Steve. You can do more interviews for me. Yay. You with Link.
All right, I am holding a tiny little block in my hand that's maybe 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, maybe 3/4 inch thick. And Luke Malpass from Facetto claims that the Link that I'm holding has a 2 terabyte SSD in it. Is that true?
Yep, correct. It's the world's smallest hard drive.
Solid state, right?
Yep, solid state, full solid state, 2,000 meg.
Do I ever work anymore? Work my tail off for this podcast, you little wonderful contributor. All right. Let's see. I got to find some Security Bits music. Where's the Security Bits music? Okay, so Link is done. All right. I just bought a 1 terabyte external SSD. It's going to be cool. It's got a USB-C. Actually, it didn't come out till February 29th. It's a Samsung T3 with a USB-C connector on it with a USB-C to USB-A cable. So I will be able to move my library, my photos library off of my Mac and move it back and forth between my both my Macs. So it should be cool. Yeah. It was $379 for the T1. The T3 came out $429. But I have 28 gigabytes of free space left on my 1 terabyte drive. So there's a few things I could take off, but I don't want to. So there. Let's see. The T3 is 450 megabytes per second in theory. All right, what was I looking for? GarageBand jingles. Here we go. Time for, where do I put? I need a track for Bart. Back. Oh, there you go. Okay, fold up Mark out of the way. And I guess the intro doesn't need to be visible. There we go. All right, so this is Bart. This is nice and long. Wait. I didn't go outro of that, did I?
Are you going to play all of Bart's security bits?
I don't think so. You guys have another hour?
Oh, it's an hour?
Oh, it's long.
Seriously? Wow.
Oh, it's long. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
think about what we're doing here.
What are you covering?
The FBI and Apple.
Is that all?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's an hour and 6 minutes.
Well, maybe you shouldn't play the whole thing.
Maybe not the whole thing.
Can you skip to the part where he talks about, does he do other security bits or just the Apple?
Yeah, he does other security bits.
Skip to the Apple part.
So the middle hour and 4 minutes.
Maybe the middle 15 minutes.
Which 15 minutes would you like?
The starting of the Apple FBI discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, Sandy, it's really, really good. So just to let everybody know, you can skip all this crap that Steve did all the work on for these interviews. Start about 15 minutes into the show. Oh, sorry. All right, let's see how this sounds here. Is that too quick of a transition?
Fine Christmas present, Steve.
A little quick. I'd give it a bit of a pause.
Okay, I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can do that. I guess if I pull both of these, I can.
Present, Steve.
Is that better?
Yeah.
What's that time of the week again? It is time for Security Bits. Okay, that was too long of a gap there. Let's see. What's that time of the week? Let's get rid of some of that. What's that time of the week again? Too much gap. Right there. What's that time of the week again? What's that time of the week again? It is time for. What's that time of the week again? It is time. Come on.
Whoa, that's a lot of pod feet.
Okay, I am not doing that twice. That is not me. How is that happening? Where did it put the extra one? There it is. That is so weird. There's no way I dropped that onto 2 tracks at the same time. I'm going to have to check everything here. Okay. What's that time of the week again? It is time for Security Bits with Bart Busschots. And Bart, I'm thinking we got a couple of little bits of things to talk about here.
Right. I think a few weeks ago I complained that I had a whole 64 stories to try to digest. Well, this week it was 107.
Jeez. And one of them was quite large.
Yeah, so 107 news articles is not 107 individual stories. One of those stories is easily, I think when I was done with that story, I had 53 articles left. So that's almost exactly half, actually.
Wow. So we're going to try to figure out how to attack this here. You're going to start with an update from last week, then we're going to hit the big story, then we'll do the easier ones to slide on out.
Yeah, because I couldn't face going through all the rest knowing we had this big uphill struggle ahead of us. So let's eat our vegetables and then enjoy the ice cream.
Right. When we get to the Apple and FBI story, the way I'm going to try to play this is I'm fairly informed on the topic. Obviously, I've been pretty interested in it, reading a lot, learning a lot. But I may ask you questions, if it's okay, that are maybe what the normal person might be asking to make sure that they get answered.
That's just not okay. That's perfect.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Right,
also, I think we have been priming the listeners for this kind of a scenario for quite some time, because it's not like this is the first time we're broaching this topic.
Right. This is just the top of the hill starting here.
Yeah, this has been brewing, and now it has come to a very, very, very pointy head.
All right. Let's get the update first.
Okay, so Area 53, we talked about out of our normal, an out-of-band security bit. We talked about Area 53 and how integrity protection of Touch ID was bricking certain phones. And we've learned some more information since. So what I didn't know and hadn't seen reported.
Okay, I might try to jump forward. I don't know how far to jump forward. Let's see. He probably spends a couple of minutes on that. So we're probably talking like here.
At this point, you have to do a hard reset.
Okay, nope.
Again, optional, right? If you're happy to just continue on without your Touch ID, then that's fine too.
Okay.
Protect our security while still not bricking people's phones would be to brick the sensor, not the phone, and that is exactly what they've done. So I think
we're going to talk about Apple, the FBI, and what I'm hoping you're going to do is lay the groundwork of what is truth as we know it right now, because this story has evolved a lot in the last 3 days. I mean, this is
so when I was doing the show notes, I ended up basically writing a few paragraphs that contain the central facts and then breaking it down from there, splitting up between news and opinions from experts and other opinions.
Okay.
Because they're very different things. Not everyone is equally qualified to say something of value. So, and other opinions is not only idiots like Donald Trump. It is also people like Adam Engst and Dan Gooden, who are tech journalists, but not cryptographers. Mm-hmm. So their opinions are interesting, but they're not experts. So people like Bruce Schneier and Rich Mogul, they're different to Mark Cuban, Adam Engst. So that's why I've split those up into expert opinion and other opinion. It's not to say that other opinion is all idiots. It's not.
Sure.
But they're not. It's different.
But the reason we want to lay the groundwork is there's probably some people who don't know anything about this. There's probably people who know some of it or maybe have gotten it from sources that didn't maybe know the details. So we're going to lay the groundwork so we all start from the same spot.
That is indeed the theory. So okay. This all started when Apple received a court order ordering them to create a custom version of iOS for an iPhone 5C. What this custom version of iOS would do would be to disable the time delay between trying passwords. So one of the ways the iPhone protects itself from brute force attacks is by putting a gap between password attempts. And if you're only attempting 1 or 2 attempts, then the fact that there's a 10-second gap or whatever is not a problem. But if you try to do 5 million attempts, then that multiplies up spectacularly quickly. So that's why that feature works and why the FBI want that feature removed. They also want Apple to remove the automatic wiping when you get it wrong 10 times.
Can I ask a quick question here? I know it's early for me to stop you, but
No.
I thought that all phones, all of them wipe after 10 tries. Then I heard somebody say you need to enable that feature.
I'm pretty sure that's not on by default, because imagine if that was on by default, how many complaints would be all over the internet.
Okay, I guess I grew up in BlackBerry world where at our company it was like that, so I just assumed that.
Okay,
it was
but
there.
if you grew up in iOS world in a company, you would have the same experience, because the iPhone would probably be set up for you by the company using mobile device management of some sort of MDM product. And the chances are there will be a policy in place that says you must use a password, and there will be a policy in place that says you must have it set to auto wipe. And those policies would be actually enforced by the mobile device management software. So as far as you, the user, were concerned, it would look like that was the default.
Okay.
But if you wandered down to the shop and just bought an iPhone, it wouldn't be the default, because it's your phone. Then you decide.
Okay, good.
Okay. Now, Apple also then had to go further. So designing the software is one thing, but the iPhone also protects itself from having malicious software installed, because it needs to do that. Otherwise, it's not secure. So Apple would then have to take this customized version of iOS, and they would have to digitally sign it and provide the FBI with a mechanism for getting it onto the phone in such a way that it won't remove any data from the phone while installing the new OS.
So all this new OS would do is disable the complain in some way after 10 lockouts and the how fast you can do it?
Well, so it's not complain, right? So it's rate limiting and auto wipe.
So we just explained auto wipe, but rate limiting.
Okay, so the OS goes into a neener, I'm not listening mode between failed password input attempts.
Right. Well, between failed password attempts and between groups of failed password attempts, right?
Yes. Well, it's not a linear scale. So you can get it wrong once and then try again almost straight away. But when you get it wrong 5 or 6 times, it makes you wait like 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know if you've ever done this, if you're out cycling or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forgot to lock your phone screen or something, and you pick it up and it says, this phone is disabled for 15 minutes. Like, sugar.
Right. That's two. So there's the delay between repeated attempts, and there's the delay between groups of attempts as two separate things, and it would have to stop both of those.
Well, it all comes under the same thing. It's all rate limiting. It's all part of the same feature.
Okay.
So basically, it's about being able to guess quicker and being able to guess more often.
So this is a version of the operating system that they would have to install?
Yeah, it's a custom version of iOS that they would have to get onto this phone.
Okay. So Apple are fighting this order, and their first port of call was to write a very clear public letter. It avoids big words. It's very Englishy, which is good, because this is a difficult topic. So I would recommend that everyone who has an iOS device should read the letter from Tim Cook. He's worked very hard to make it understandable by everyone. So give him the courtesy of having a read. The Department of Justice then stepped in and said that they really, really want Apple to have to comply with this court case, or with this ruling. So you have the FBI asked for the ruling, and the DOJ are backing them up. We know that the phone in question belonged to one of the attackers in San Bernardino. No, it did not. It belonged to the company he worked for.
It was in the possession of, but belongs to his employer is what I have in the show notes.
Right. Okay.
So the phone in question is used by, or was used by, because he's dead now, one of the San Bernardino attackers, but was the property of his employer, which was San Bernardino County. The phone was not managed through mobile device management, though, but it was owned by them.
If they had that, what would have been different?
Well, then the company would have had the ability to get at the data.
Okay.
Because they would have effectively, he would have been a user on the iPhone instead of, he wouldn't have been boss of the iPhone.
Okay. It's important. The distinction of whether he owns it or not, I think, is important, because he destroyed his personal iPhone, and so did the woman he was with.
Right. Which implies to me, I doubt he was not destroying it because he was terribly afraid of damaging county property. I presume he didn't destroy it because there's nothing on it, personally, but that's not a fact. That's an opinion.
Right.
It has emerged. We have now found out from it first came out as some leaks, and then it came out as small paragraph in a much bigger court filing. But Apple have now spoken to journalists, and Apple have confirmed that they have actually been.
Okay, let's see if two people have lost it. Let me kill NosillaCast and restart it.
I think she's back, and I've got it. I never lost it, so don't.
Okay, but
she's
Kevin
got it.
says,
She got
okay,
it back.
Kevin says he lost audio on NosillaCast too on the app.
Well, I don't think it's you.
Okay. Yep, I can hear me feeding back through. All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing for a little while. Probably go another 5 minutes or so.
Working with the FBI since January. They've offered 4 different plans of attack for accessing the data and have already given the FBI a whole bunch of data that they were able to give them. Specifically, they were able to give the FBI iCloud backups. And you actually, I'm going to jump into one of the questions you sent me in an email in advance here and just answer it straight away. So the iCloud backup is not unencrypted, but the iCloud backup is a file. And a file has no way to protect itself from repeated password guesses.
Okay, but it is encrypted. You said not unencrypted, so I want to say this in a positive, not a double negative. An iCloud backup is encrypted.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. But the FBI can attack that by brute force means without any help from anyone because it's a file. So they just guess, no, that didn't work. Guess again, no, that didn't work. And a file has no way to do rate limiting or auto delete because it's just a file. So that's why the iCloud backup is hackable isn't quite the right word, but why it's different.
Yeah, at least it's not going to have a timeout or anything like that.
Exactly, it can't, which is also why stuff.
Okay, for some reason, Linda, New York Linda, can't get into the chat room. She just sent an email, but she's enjoying watching Tesla and the Kitties while listening to Bart talk about the FBI. So, hi, Linda. Too bad she can't get in. I don't know exactly what's going wrong there, but something's wrong with the chat room for her.
And that's been a couple of weeks now, and I've noticed that on some browsers, I'm having trouble with the chat room. Podfeet.com.
I might be able to find another chat client because that's just an embedded interface.
But it could be because I've ad blockers and things.
Yeah, I wonder. All right, back to Bart.
Like TrueCrypt has the same problem, and it entirely hinges on using a really strong password. Because if you use the password open123 for a TrueCrypt backup, it's useless. And the same with an iCloud backup. If you use the password of open123, you'll be in no time. That's an easy guess. Now, they have a backup that was given to them by Apple because they had a valid court order, and Apple comply with valid court orders and have done so for many, many years.
So they gave them the iCloud backup.
They gave them the iCloud backup, and they have been working with them since January to help them as much as they can. So it's not that Apple are just saying, no. It's just that Apple are saying this goes too far. So that's an important difference.
Okay.
What you think you're asking for too much is not the same as saying we will not help you.
Okay.
So that's important to get that nuance in there. So the backup they have is from 6 weeks before the attacks in San Bernardino. So you can say it's 6 weeks old. And the clock just pauses at the attacks, if you get what I mean. So they don't have data from the 6 weeks between the last backup and the attacks happening. So all of this
I'm
is
sorry, I missed that. Why is there a gap?
Because the phone didn't run a backup in that time. Maybe because it was never on a trusted Wi-Fi network, maybe because the guy turned off backups. But
Okay.
there is the newest backup to be on Apple servers was 6 weeks before the attacks.
Okay. All right.
And that's the one the FBI have.
Okay.
So Apple developed a plan. One of the plans, so they developed 4 different plans. We don't know the details of 3 of them, but we do know the details of one of them. So what Apple said was take the phone to the county's offices, which is where there is a Wi-Fi network that the phone trusts, plug it into a power outlet, and leave it there overnight. The phone will then try to do an iCloud backup, at which point we can give you the backup, and then you have something you can attack, like you have the older one.
Okay.
This didn't work. And Apple were initially very confused by this, but now we know why it didn't work. After the phone had been given to US government officials, someone in the county office reset the iCloud password because the county controlled the iCloud accounts for their employees. And so the password was changed. Now, this means that the password inside the phone is not the password in the cloud. So the phone is incapable of backing itself up now.
Okay, I'm going to make you repeat that because it didn't sink into my little brain. They changed the iCloud password, but it isn't the password in the cloud. How could that not?
No, the password in the cloud is new. The password on the phone has not changed. How could it? We can't get into the phone. That's the problem to be solved. The phone, on the day of the attacks, had the guy's old password. After the attacks, after the phone was in government custody, someone from the county changed the password in the cloud, which means that when the phone tries to do a backup, the cloud will say, that's not your password.
And the phone can't be told the new password because you can't get past the 4-digit code or 6-digit code or whatever password they have to get into the phone.
You have welcome to a chicken and egg situation.
Okay. But so how did they change the password in the cloud without knowing what the iCloud password was?
My assumption, and we don't have all of the intricate details, is that the iCloud accounts were managed by the county. So perhaps the recovery email address was an address controlled by the county, so that they just clicked forgot my password. The new password goes to the recovery email address.
It doesn't send you the old password.
It can't send you the old password because passwords are stored in a one-way hashed format. So all you can do is reset them. So now the county know the new password, which gets them into iCloud. And I guess actually that means they don't even have to do anything to decrypt the backups.
All right. So we're at 82 minutes at the end of that. All right. Preview. All right. Let's see. What about there? I am so glad that Bart was able to spend so much time with us on the FBI versus Apple thing, and of course, all the other bits that he does. I really think it's invaluable, the service that he brings to us, and I really, really got a lot out of going through that discussion methodically with him. I hope you did too. I think he does great at this. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Don't forget to send in your dumb questions, and like Mark Pauly, you can actually answer your own dumb questions if you want to. That works for me because I don't have to do any work. Mark suggested in the live chat room that I am not doing any work anymore since Steve did all those interviews and Bart did the whole security bits. But, I'm a people person. I connect people. I get it all together. Anyway, if you want to send in dumb questions or other comments and suggestions, you can email me at allison@podfeet.com and follow me on Twitter at podfeet. Check out the NosillaCast Google Plus community at podfeet.com/Google Plus and the Facebook group at podfeet.com/Facebook. If you want to join in the fun of the live show like Gino Troy did for the first time from Tasmania, meaning we had Rose from Australia, who is from Tasmania, Rose and Jen, both from Tasmania, in the live chat room at the same time. Has any other podcast had two Tasmanians on a live show at the same time? I don't think so. Anyway, if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right. Gonna go make some pasta. Let's see how many times it made my voice go in there. Just once. That's good. Thanks again.
Until next time, stay patched and stay secure. Until next time, stay patched and stay secure.
I am so glad that Bart. All right. Haley said not to leave, Mark. Maybe she was talking to me. She didn't care. Nobody cares if you're still here, right? 82 minutes. 82. Okay. Now go get the outro track. This is one thing. Let me show you what I have to do here. This is such a weird way to do things. This is something I find strange about Amadeus. So this is Amadeus Pro. So as we talked about, this piece up here shows us the top. So I've moved this highlighting thing, shows you the upper left. Haley wants me to keep going with the show. Yeah, well, I'll keep working. I got work to do here. So these are the tracks, so I can flip these up and down. So that's Allison. This is the intro, which made sense to see there. Let me scroll this back up. But this is the outro, and in order to get this outro piece to the end, I have to select the track, which you see how this is dark gray here when I've got it selected, and I have to go to tracks, shift track, and tell it how many minutes to move by. So it's going to be 82 minutes. And now I can go down here and I can see, okay, I've plopped it in there, and then I can drag it out and move it to right there, it's just like kind of a weird way to do things, I think. I don't know. Very kind of strange. Okay, and now I can't scroll. I got to drag that. There we go. So right here, I've got this little jump up, and that tells me where to put this edge here. So we're going to go here. I'm going to press blue, and we're going to try to listen to the end of that. Who is from Tasmania, Rose and Jen, both from Tasmania, in the live chat room at the same time. Has any other podcast had two Tasmanians on a live show at the same time? I don't think so. Anyway, if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, The Martian, man. I'm a big reader, big on reading. I read a lot, but in my lifetime, I have never read the same book twice in 1 year, and I read The Martian twice in 1 year. I absolutely loved it. You know what I think I should do, since Haley wants me to keep going? Let's see, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to show you my entire screen. So I'm going to get rid of my email here, and I'm going to just keep working on the show. Haley needs some entertainment. I'm going to be there for her. So let's see. Let's go back in here, and I'm going to show my whole screen now. Which I understand Haley can't see, but this will be entertaining for somebody, better than just looking at my face while I'm working. All right, so now I've got this done. So this is NC 20. I'm so excited. I just wrote a text expander snippet for this. NC_year month date. I've been doing the show for 10 years, coming up on 11 in a couple months. And that's the first time it occurred to me to have the thing. I type that every week. Kind of dumb that I didn't do that before, but you know, not the sharpest spoon in the drawer sometimes. Okay, so now I've got this, has all these tracks, right? So I've got the Allison track, the intro, the outro, CES, Mark, and Bart. And I don't know why Mark has 2 dashes over his name, but it doesn't even matter. So I've saved this because I'm sure Kevin at some point told me to save. So I'm going to save this. And next, I need to smash this all down to a mono file. So I am going to go to Sound, bounce document to new file. So that's going to keep it the way it is in all these separate tracks in case I find a mistake and I got to go fix it. But I'm going to bounce this document. And that's this thing down here. It should be bouncing it down to, sometimes it's still stereo. And then I got to go one more, bounce it down. Oh, Nick G saying nice things about me on Twitter. How nice are you, Nick? So now it's another Amadeus Pro document, but what's cool is right from here, I can save as, and I don't have to keep an intermediate copy of that. I can save that immediately as an AIFF. So now when I push that out, I can do this. And now here we go. NCEP for NosillaCast episode and a semicolon. Boom. There's my file. I can hit save. And now down here, I'm going to see in my NosillaCast audio, there should be, there it is. That's the file we just created today at 5:53 p.m. All right. So now I don't really need this file from here, and I can quit Amadeus. Next up, I am going to right-click on that file, and I'm going to open that with a phonic leveler. And this is what makes my audio meet the loudness standards and also level the audio. So it does the audio leveling like Levelator, but it also does the standards for loudness. So that's why we're getting some consistent sound. Going to go upload some presets. Paul Figiani came up with some presets for me. So NC MP3s. So this is going to set, I'm going to go ahead and hit process audio files because this takes a while. So this is going to level the audio and raise it up to the loudness standards without just raising the noise floor with it. It's going to do some intelligent leveling and intelligent audio volume control. And then it's going to output it as another, as an MP3. So I don't have to do a separate conversion. I used to bring it into iTunes and convert it to MP3 with Dorothy's little tricky scripts. So right down in here, we're going to see a file that's going to be the same file name except with MP3. And then when that's done, I'm going to run it through ID3 Editor. Let me open that up here. It's going to wait for I need the file to exist before I can open that. So right here is the show notes, and those have already been sent to the blog. So I can, but I'm going to send it to the blog again because I did a little bit of editing.
That's a great photo. That cartoon is perfect for this blog.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago. Priceless.
Actually, yesterday, Dave Hamilton posted it, right?
On
Facebook. That's where I saw it.
Renee.
Well, anyway, so yeah, when I sent that to Bart, he goes, "Oh, please put that in the show notes." So that will be our show note photo. Okay. So this is Feeder here, and this is what's going to actually send the podcast feed out when it's done. But at this point, we should be able to go into Safari and start editing the Safari file while this is still running. So we're going to go into WordPress. I don't think you guys can see me type my password. There we go. And we'll log in with 1Password. So I don't even know the password to my own website. Just the way to do it. My fat father was an editor. My son is now an editor. What's a fat father? I don't have a fat father.
I don't think that.
My father was
I'm
fat
guessing
for
that was a typo.
My father was fat for a while.
I'm trying to figure out the typo. Well,
yeah, I don't know. That's what he meant. All right. So here is what it's going to look like. We can do a
that's
preview.
father with fat fingers, I guess.
I'm telling him that you called him fat father. Okay. So that image is looking pretty good. All right. So we're going to keep both of those. Okay. So I'm going to move this. We don't really need that. It's not really necessary. It's going to be a little weird to have that out of there. All right, we're going to do this. And now, is this done? Yes, we have a valid MP3 file, 40 megabytes. Okay, so now we got to go back over to ID3 editor and get it to work. Because once it's done, then we got to move the file up. So here's, no, it's the wrong folder. Go up to here. Look at all these files. More of those should have moved over. I've got a, so we're going to open this up. I've got a Hazel program running that is supposed to move things over to the Drobo when they get old. But all right, so we're going to go up to File, Load Tag Data.
Does that mean I'm going to get moved over to the Drobo soon?
Because you're getting old? Yeah, exactly. All right, so here's my tag data. Open that. And sometimes that auto fills, but a lot of times it doesn't. That's pretty good. So this is NCF. There, that filled everything in. It doesn't always do that. Maybe it's the order I did it. So I opened it first and then I loaded the tag data before I opened. No, I didn't. I did it afterwards. Huh. Let's see if the picture came in. Yep, it's added the picture. So ID3 editor does that for me. So there's the file. So now we got to go over to, let's see, transmit. Father, he won't hear it past in 1995. Oh, well, if I know you, Chris, and I think I do a little bit, he would have thought that was pretty funny that you called him a fat father accidentally. All right. And I want you guys to watch my bandwidth. Ready? In the bottom right, that's 40 megabytes is about to go up to Libsyn when I let go. Okay, go. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000. 7 seconds, 40 megabytes. Boom. That was a little slow I'm not going to lie. Okay, we can quit Libsyn now. We can quit the FTP client. And now we're going to go, actually, let's switch back to Feeder. Hope you guys are enjoying this. This is everything I do by myself when we're done. We got to go get an old copy, a previous episode. So we'll go get this episode and we'll just copy that URL. This is how sometimes you get the same show twice, because I forget to change the URL to the next date, 21. And then we're going to click here and say, fetch attributes from web. If this fails, that tells me Libsyn didn't get it yet and it wasn't in the right place, but there it is, 40 megabytes. So we know that's good. Okay, we can hold that, but we need the link to the show, which we haven't quite finished. So we need to go over here and we got to go to all posts, open link in new tab.
So we're coming up on our hour for Alpha Geek.
Alpha Geek. Oh, do I need to go?
Well, how much more do you have?
I don't know. Not much. 2 minutes?
Oh, we can do 2 minutes.
You sure? There's nobody waiting?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
I copy all this crapola that tells you on the website where the file is. So we're going to put this in. Drop that in there. And then we got to edit this one twice because there's the iTunes link.
Oh, you got a whole
The
hour.
direct down link. You don't? What do you mean I got a whole hour?
Until the next live show on Alpha
Oh,
Geek.
oh, okay. All right. So let's see. We'll do that. And this, then I've started editing these names. I don't need all this crap in there. So it's just going to be NC 563. I'm going to say okay. And we've got a bunch of tags in here already because I put them in over in Mars Edit. Mars Edit is what I start the show in. So let's look at a preview and see how things are looking. So it's sort of like keeping these two pieces going at the same time. Yep, that's looking good. I might hit play here. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, though. Make sure it's the right show.
You know, we don't hear that.
I told you might not.
That's
I said
fine.
that. I said that. All right. I think this is good. So we're going to go ahead and publish. Probably should have scrolled through and looked at the whole thing, but I didn't. All right. And now we're going to view post. And now we're going to copy that link. We're going to go back over to Feeder. And right here, we're going to drop that link in here. We're going to hit save. Close that. And we're going to hit publish. Let's just check. Let's just look at this one more time. Oh, this is the page. That's right. This is the page. That looks good. That looks good. Those are two different sizes. Why are those two links two different sizes? Who writes this stuff? Didn't anybody pay attention? One of those is an H4 and H3 instead of H4. Where is it? Uh-oh. I forgot to read the ad. I forgot to talk about
You're not
Amazon.
doing ads.
Well, Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Something else is missing too. Hang on. Did I screw something up here? I think I messed something up. Let me check Mars Edit. 1, 2. There, it should be link. Where is it? Portable. It's too big of a word. There it is. H4. There it is. Okay. The last one is an H4 and it shouldn't be H4. We're almost done. Update. I'm going to sneeze though. Oh! I like sneezing. Okay. Update.
Bless you.
And view post. And now it should look good. You close the eye when the needle gets close. Oh, I watch. Ever since I started watching, hasn't bothered me a bit. Well, I forgot to talk about Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. Go buy something on Amazon or the Mac iTunes affiliates. That looks crappy, though. I don't know. That looks messy. Website's getting messy. I don't like it anymore. Okay, so Feeder is, so the website's done, which means Feeder. We push publish. And then we push publish again.
Because it takes twice?
No, you got to actually tell it. Okay, so we think we're published. So we open up iTunes, publishing complete in the upper right-hand corner. And we should have podcasts open. Where's the NosillaCast? There it is. And then we go here, we go to the right, we go refresh, we cross our fingers and hope we see 563 come in. Boom, there's 563. But I need to delete all these because these are 4 of these I haven't deleted lately. Now they show cloud like they should. And then I hit play and you won't be able to hear this either.
Wait, I can't hear that.
I know you can't. It's okay. Check it yourself. All right. Today is Sunday, February 21st. Boom. And that's how the sausage gets made. 6:04, show's done. Is my dinner ready, Steve?
Hey, I didn't have any warning.
Okay, you guys got to see every bit of the sausage get made. What'd you guys think of that? Let me bring my little face back up here. Did you guys like that, watching it get finished? All right. Chris has 563 coming in. Nick's got it coming in. Woo!
Well, maybe I need to go work on some dinner here.
You probably do.
Why don't we say goodbye to the Alpha Geek folks?
All right. Goodbye, Alpha Geek. We better give up our channel. Only 4 minutes late. Why is this not working? This needs to be fixed. No. I saw your idea, Steve. I don't know that would quite work.
Okay.
All right, Haley. I hope you get well. Get your little butt out of that hospital. Get back home. Wish you had internet. Wish we could send you a cup of internet. That's for sure. If I could, I would. Send me dinner. Okay, now Nick wants dinner. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Let us know when you're out of the hospital, Haley, or let us know if you just need some entertainment. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Thanks for sticking with me. Where's the hang up? Oh, Steve, I am not in control. I can't hang up the call. I can hang up, but I can't. I don't think I can kill the call. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Goodbye.